Welcome everybody to this Sunday morning service here at Salt and Light Christian Church. The story that I will be telling you all this morning is about the missionary known as Brother Andrew. He was also known by a nickname that he earned, the God's Smuggler. He was born in 1928 in the Netherlands, and as a young man, he felt the calling of the Holy Spirit to spread the gospel throughout the world in the places that it is hated the most. He felt called to encourage and to help the persecuted church around the world. And in 1955, he started his ministry. He made his first trip into Eastern Europe beyond the Iron Curtain. And he went to Poland with a briefcase filled with his Bible, a change of clothes, and as many gospel tracts titled The Way of Salvation that he could fit into this briefcase. And he passed out those tracts to anyone and everyone that would listen. God protected him on this mission. And he made it back home safely. And after doing this once, he knew that he couldn't stop. And so it became a regular thing for him to travel through the Iron Curtain into the USSR to spread the gospel and to encourage the Christians that were being persecuted under the rule of communism. He had a little Volkswagen Bug, little blue Volkswagen Bug, that he would fill to the brim with Bibles anywhere he could. And he would drive this car through the communist checkpoints. As it was normal, they would stop him at these checkpoints to search his vehicle and to check his papers. And every time he went through a checkpoint, 2 guards would go to search the back of his vehicle, 2 to search the front of his vehicle, 2 to search underneath his vehicle, and 2 to watch him specifically, looking for any sign of wavering in his constitution. And as he would sit there at these checkpoints, watching these guards search his vehicle and himself, he would pray silently. He would say, "Lord, while you were here on earth, you opened the eyes of the blind and caused them to see. I pray now that you would close these seeing eyes and make them blind to these Bibles, that I can bring them and pass them out to the Christians." And so God performed this miracle many times for him. Often the Bibles would just be visible in his vehicle, yet the guards would not notice them. And he performed this ministry for over 20 years, going behind the Iron Curtain, passing out Bibles all throughout the USSR, in places like Poland and Hungary and several other Eastern European nations, going all the way at one point even to Moscow to pass out Bibles to the Christians there. For 20 years, he did this ministry. And in 1975, he was able to expand his reach. His organization that he had formed, called Open Doors, a ministry that still runs today, had the opportunity to go and to spread Bibles to China, in communist China. And they began doing this in the 70s, the same way he did in the USSR for 20 years. At one point, during their ministry to China, in a single night, Brother Andrew and his friends were able to smuggle into China over 10 million Bibles. and they passed these Bibles out to the Christians there, the underground church in China. In the 90s, his ministry once again expanded, going to Middle Eastern Muslim nations where Christians were imprisoned and killed just for worshiping Christ. And he began passing out Bibles there. And in fact, he even witnessed to several Muslims who converted to Christianity because of his efforts. His ministry that he started, the Open Doors organization, continues today, spreading Bibles to the hardest reached nations on earth, such as North Korea, China, and many Muslim nations in the Middle East. And we can see from Brother Andrew's perseverance, as well as his love for his fellow Christians, that he was a man of faith and had a great heart for God. So thank you.